Hi, geeks. This is Glenn Kessler from Maryland, along with my big 6-year-old man,
AJ,
and my 4-year-old dynamo,
Harrison.
And when we're not watching Big Hero 6 for the 12th time, playing Name That Tune to Disney songs on Pandora, or planning our next park open to park closed touring plan, we're listening to the original Podfather and going geeking on Walt Disney World.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Welcome home, Disney World geeks. Get ready for another fun Geekin' Family Trip Report in episode 188. This is the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your Geekin' Family Podfather, Curtis Stone, and thank you to Glenn Kessler and his two boys, AJ and Harrison, for the cutest intro so far on the show since we've been getting these intros emailed to us. Guys, that was awesome. You boys have an amazing dad, and you're so lucky. We love you guys, and Glenn, you're such a fun super geek. Thanks for sending that intro into us. And if you think that was fun and you want to do an intro for the show, it's easy if you have a cell phone and a recorder app. Be creative like Glenn, AJ, and Harrison. Make it a fun family project. Record your intro and email it to kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com, and I'll likely play it on the show. And let me suggest a format. Tell us your name, where you're from, an interesting Disney World fact about yourself, and I like it if you finish with that you love to go geekin' on Walt Disney World with Curtis and Lindsay. Well, we are a family-friendly father-daughter podcast that will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I'm so excited you're here with us listening to our show, and we consider you family, part of our Geekin' family. Join us every Monday as we share travel tips, resort reviews, and lots of food talk through our live trip reports, interviews with our Geekin' family members about their trips, and special guest roundtables on fun Disney World topics from Geekin' family members all around the world. We take pride in the awesome and positive community in our Geekin' family, so come join us to share in our love for Walt Disney World and each other, and I bet you'll learn something to try on your next vacation. Today's episode is sponsored by our good friends with Fairy Tale Concierge Travel Agency. Fairy Tale Concierge is an authorized Disney vacation planner agency. You know them as part of our Geekin' family. That's Jennifer Glambos and EJ Cruz. When you book your Disney World vacation with them, you're going to get a professional travel agent, and they're really passionate about Walt Disney World, just like the rest of us. And I know you dream and plan your next Disney trip all year long, and they're going to talk with you about it and eat and drink Disney World with you all day long, and they love chatting with you about your next trip. So when you book with them, they'll help you from the very beginning during your trip, and who knows, you might even end up doing a trip report with us. So contact them now for a free, no obligation quote, and best of all, their services are free to you. So let's keep our trip bookings in the family and get all the details on our website, geekinonwdw.com, and you can get their contact information. This week on the show, Lindsay and we get together with super geeker Kelly Reece and her son Manny, and we review Kelly's recent solo trip with her husband, staying at a Geekin' family favorite resort, Port Orleans French Quarter, and they were there during the Flower and Garden Festival. Highlights from their trip report include the Port Orleans French Quarter Resort, and they went there, I think, because of our Geekin' family recommendations. You hear that resort talked about and loved by our community all the time. We have a water shoes incident. You'll hear about that. And also, they absolutely recommend the Memory Maker. That's the PhotoPass plan you can get at Disney World. They try out the Skipper Canteen on the dining plan for the very first time. You'll hear their review of Skipper Canteen Restaurant at Magic Kingdom. And I wonder, they answer the question, or I guess we all answer the question, can you actually starve to death at Disney World? Well, I should think not, but we'll hear the answer to that question. And make sure you do your annual exams, guys, before you go to Walt Disney World, because her husband got his done, and now he has glasses and can see things he never noticed before at Disney World. Kelly has a mine train, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, horror face redemption. I guess she had a really horrible picture last time she rode the mine train, so she gets a redemption on this trip. She talks about the raccoons and chipmunks. Well, I think that's a little bit of a controversy over at Walt Disney World, but we have some fun with that. She does the tea tour over at the Epcot UK like we had recently done, and actually that's on a live trip report. You can hear that whole thing. But Kelly and her husband do the tea tour, and they enjoy the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. And her husband really likes space stuff, and they do Mission Space, and they talk about an encounter with a real astronaut. They do the first time on Frozen Ever After. They have a huge Fast Pass pixie dust moment, which is one I probably could have had, and I missed out on it. But they tell you all about that. They try the Garden Grill for breakfast and sharing Mickey waffles with Mickey Mouse. Kelly tells us all about her great Mexican pavilion illumination tactics and how she got great views of illuminations. On their last day, it's Kelly's birthday at the Magic Kingdom, which is always fun to celebrate stuff at Disney World. And she gives lots of shout outs to Auntie Judy, Allison Bill Carmichael, Melissa Grover and Livy, Holly and Peter Burcase. It's really cool how we throw around names in the Geekin family all the time. We always talk about you guys as if you are our close family. Manny asked us a really cute question and wonders if we've ever been noticed in the parks because of our fame of the podcast. Well, podcasting is a very intimate medium, more than any other content creation medium out there, even past videos and blogs or emails. So it is kind of fun when people look at us as celebrities. I kind of enjoy that part of podcasting. A great question from Manny and Liberty Tree Tavern. They have some, I think, lunch. Awkward character meet story and some warning when you go and meet characters in a greeting line. They have another awkward moment with Mickey Mouse, the talking Mickey Mouse. They recently purchased Copper Creek DVC, and they've actually booked the Beach Club for October, hoping that they're going to get a Copper Creek waitlist come through for them. Well, this is a really cute trip report. I really love listening back to this trip report, and I think you'll love hearing all about their trip with Kelly and her husband. Let's go down to Disney World with them. All right, I am so excited because I'm doing a trip report again with Super Geeks, and even more, I am excited about my co-host being on here with me. It's been far and few between because of her time down in Walt Disney World, but let's bring her on. She's been called the best personal tour guide and a Walt Disney World encyclopedia so many times she's lost count. She almost took down the Great Wall in China with her rented electric scooter, and her laughing place is on a journey into imagination with Figment. We all know her as the sweetest, the cutest, and the smartest Disney daughter in the world, Lindsay.
Hi, Geeks.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, Dad.
So I thought our first time with you back home would be you actually back home, but we're on Skype.
Turns out.
As it turns out, you are on Skype only because you're up in the great white north of Norfolk, Connecticut. Right? What are you doing?
I'm watching Auntie Judy's dog, Kobe.
Speaking of dogs,
that was right on cue. That was perfect.
Yeah, that wasn't Kobe. That was our dog.
Oh, okay.
Let me hit pause, and I'm gonna
move the dog out of the room here. Hold on.
Okay.
Your dog, and he was like, "Hey, that's me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Lindsay, I am so excited tonight. We're always doing the father-daughter thing. I'm glad to have you on the show tonight. And I was saving this one for a little while because we have a mother-son doing their trip report tonight. And they're very active in our Facebook group. And I was so excited to have them out. What do you say we bring them on?
Sounds good.
Well, we all love doing countdown days till our next Disney World trip, and our guest tonight counts how many loads of laundry she has before her next trip. I really like that one. Her husband is a passionate Trekkie, which makes it kind of awkward for Star Wars character meet and greets, and she's proud to be a Disney resort conditioner and shampoo hoarder. I think I know one like that too. Do you, Lindsay?
Yeah. Sounds familiar.
Please give a warm Geekin family welcome to Kelly Reece.
Hey, everybody.
I think you're supposed to say, "Hey, geeks."
Hey, geeks.
There you go. Kelly, you've been a long-time listener, I think, right?
I have been for a couple years. Since we started planning our first Walt Disney World vacation back in 2015. I've been to Disneyland a lot, but knew nothing at all about Disney World. So I started listening to podcasts, and yours came up as a suggested podcast, and ever since then.
I don't know who suggested it, but I thank them very much, and we're glad.
Yeah, it was my app. I just popped in Disney World and you popped up.
That's right. I remember talking to you about that. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you've stuck with us, and I hope you learned a few things when you went to do this latest trip.
Yeah, I sure did.
All right. Well, you've got someone here you were excited to bring on. Let's bring him on. Well, he's a big fan of Stitch, pin trading, and his favorite ride is Radiator Spring Racers over at Disneyland California Adventure. He says candy tastes better when it's from Disney. I agree. And he loves the Disney resorts. Boy, so do we. And he dreams of being a Disney performing cast member. So please give a warm Geekin family welcome to Manny. Hey, Manny.
Hello. Hi, geeks.
Sounds like you'll fit in just right.
He got it right. Yeah. Good job, Manny. How are you doing tonight, Manny?
I'm doing great.
All right.
I just ate Chick-fil-A, so it's a better day already.
Do you happen to listen to the show too with your mom?
When she's picking me up from school and stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I get it. That's a lot of people listen in the car. I hear that a lot. That's great. So, are you a big Disney World fan and Disneyland fan?
Yeah, you could say that.
You guys are lucky. You guys that are younger that have been. I didn't go to Disney World till I was 39 years old, so I'm really jealous. You guys get to go when you're kids.
Yeah. Yep. No, he's kind of growing up with the rides. When he first went to California Adventure, he was a little bit afraid to do Radiator Springs Racers, and I talked him into it, and he loves it. So now I'm trying to talk him into. I think our next one is we're going to talk each other into Expedition Everest. Neither one of us have ever done that one.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. That's one of my favorites.
Is it?
The funniest thing is that it's not bad, but when you get there and you see the people going like down and they're screaming, you just get this feeling in your stomach like, oh no. That's the exact feeling that we got when we went to Disney World last year.
Yeah. We looked at it. We looked at it and we looked at each other and said, maybe next time.
Me and my sister looked at each other and in our minds we said, yeah, no. Let's just not.
Well, I look at it and say no too now because I get a little bit sick going backwards on that ride. It's not the frontward part that bothers me; it's the backwards part. But I get motion sickness on a lot of stuff. So if you don't get motion sickness, you'll be fine. I hope you get a chance to do it for sure. You gotta do those thrill rides.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And what ride did I do?
Which ride did you do?
Yeah, the
Space Mountain. He did Space Mountain, and he was good on Space Mountain. So.
Oh, perfect. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Fine.
It's always fun to go back and hit those things that you didn't do the first time. It's something to look forward to. Yeah, awesome. Well, where are you guys from?
Well, I'm originally from California, and I grew up in Arizona, and so that's the whole Disneyland side of my life. I've been going to Disneyland since I was. There's pictures of me in the parks at 4 and 5 years old.
Oh, good, yeah.
And just never made it further east than Louisiana. I moved to Texas as a young adult and got married, had my kids, got married again, and Manny and Giselle were born here in Houston, Texas. When Manny turns 18, we're planning on moving back out west to Nevada. Yeah. So we're not Texans, but we do live in Texas.
There's probably a lot of people like that.
There probably are. Texans, though, are a completely different breed of person.
No.
There is a difference between a Texan and somebody who's just living here. So for better or worse.
For sure. And so when did you go to Disney World?
We went to Disney World for the first time in 2015. We went during Thanksgiving week. Oh. We had done Disneyland at Christmas time.
Okay.
So we felt like we could do Disney World at Thanksgiving. I was not prepared for it, although we navigated the parks just fine and we were prepared for crowds. We had it in our mind, and it never at any time felt as crowded as Disneyland does during Christmas time.
Okay.
Just because I think Disneyland's a smaller park. They absolutely pack it to the gills where you literally cannot move.
Oh, okay.
It gets a little ridiculous. Disney World, we always felt like, at certain parts it really bottlenecked, but we never felt like we couldn't move one person over from where we were. I was unprepared for the massiveness of the Disney resort. Yeah. I mean, I just couldn't fathom how huge it was.
Yeah.
Because at Disneyland, you walk across basically a courtyard and you're in a different park. And it really is an undertaking to move from park to park at Disney World. It can take an hour, And so although we didn't park hop, I couldn't believe how massive it was. Yeah. It was just unbelievable to me. So
I had that same thing for me when I went for the first time. It just overtakes you a little bit. You brought up so many things there. I'm not even where to start.
Right.
You said you felt like it wasn't that crowded because that's an interesting perspective from comparing with Disneyland. So you felt like you had a little bit more room to move around.
Yeah, a little more room to breathe. I mean, during, navigating around when they block things off for parades and things like that, it of course gets a bit crowded, on those walkways and things. But on Main Street at Disneyland, you literally cannot see. You can't step a foot ahead of yourself. You'll run into someone. Yeah. And then at night in Disneyland, they just don't seem to have a lot of lighting. So my husband looked at me at one point and said, "This just isn't safe." I mean, I feel like I could get mugged at any minute, at any moment, or pickpocketed. Not mugged, but pickpocketed at any moment, just because people are you're constantly touching someone else, and you have to kind of do a single file snake thing with your family to get anywhere. It can be pretty chaotic, but
on that first,
you still have fun.
Did you do a lot of research on that first trip?
On the first trip in 2015, yes.
You did. Okay.
And we ended up staying at Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
And the reason for that was it was a price. I think price was the main driver, plus the size of the room we got for the price. And we had always, since we started looking at Disney World, we started toying with the idea of DVC.
Wow.
And we wanted to stay at a DVC resort just to see what it was all about.
Okay.
So we thought that would be a good chance to do that. And one of our main reasons for thinking DVC was the want to stay at the Grand Californian someday.
Yep.
Because that is just out of our price range. It's extremely expensive hotel to stay in. So we thought,
I can imagine
if we go the DVC route, maybe we can do that someday. So, and we had a good stay at Saratoga Springs.
How did you book that?
We had a room. What's that?
How did you book that?
Through the My Disney Experience app, we booked a package.
Okay. I guess I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. You can just it's there right along with the other hotels. I think that and Old Key West are both there. And I don't know if it's because they have a lot of availability usually,
right?
As far as DVC resorts go.
Yep.
So
so they were a reasonable price though for those are pretty deluxe resorts.
Yeah, reasonably priced, and it was like a little apartment, so it appealed to us on the level of we especially liked the washer and dryer in the room.
Did you get a one bedroom?
It was a one bedroom. We put the kids on the pull out couch in the room.
Yep.
So, which wasn't very comfortable, I don't think, but Manny's sighing because he's remembering the lumpy bed after the busy day. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes I don't know. I always thought they were okay, but so the bed wasn't that great, Manny?
It wasn't necessarily bad.
Yeah.
It was mediocre.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting much, and I didn't get much. So
Excellent.
A good 7 out of 10 for me.
All right, that's not too bad. It could be worse.
That's what I was expecting, and I got it.
All right. Oh, what was the resort you picked for this trip back in April?
we went to the Port Orleans French Quarter. So I did a little bit more research. I just starting researching back in 2015. I've been turned on to some Disney blogs and things like that. And then through the Geekin Facebook community, it seems to be a favorite amongst the Geekin crowd. And it's a moderate resort, and again, so for the price with the king bed and everything, we and the size of the resort, I really wanted to check it out. And then I had to have a beignet, that kind of piqued my interest. Just the coziness and the comfort level of the rooms and things is what I booked it for. And
did it meet your expectations? Everyone said it's definitely one of the favorites from the Geekin family. So did it meet?
It is. It's serene and it's quiet. And it's I use the touring plan reservation, not the reservation finder, the touring plans room finder or room request tool.
Right.
Picked one close to the front, and we ended up at the very far back corner, as far as you could physically get from the buses. So for us, it still felt like a pretty large resort, although we were in the back corner, so we were in a really quiet spot. It was quite a hike, we felt like, even though by Disney standards, I'm sure it was an eighth of what somebody has walked. To get to a bus stop. But.
And I was going to say, Lindsay, isn't this? She went the April 16th through the 20th. Isn't that spring break time?
Mm.
It's a crowded time, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it is. And I was really hoping that since Easter fell so late this year, that a lot of schools would be doing, the week leading up to Easter and not the week after Easter. But it was still pretty crowded. We were a little bit surprised at how crowded it was, and I think it was partially because we chose a king bed room, which I think are pretty sparse.
Oh, okay.
And then
right,
and then the fact that with the crowds and everything, but the room was great. I mean, the bed was phenomenal. I loved it.
What did Manny get? Did Manny get an upgrade from his couch?
Manny did not go on the April trip.
Oh, okay.
The April trip was actually Manny's idea. We booked it in October 2016, and my husband had approached me a couple of times in the past and said, he would come up to me like on a Wednesday afternoon and say, "Hey, why don't we just hop over to Disney this weekend? Just me and you." He's always trying to do kind of romantic things with me because when we got married, Manny was, I guess, 4 years old and my daughter was about 10. And so we've never really had that young couple alone time. Yeah. And so he tries to do these little romantic getaways, and I always shoot him down. I always say, I can't go to Disney without my kids. That would just murder them. I mean, I can't imagine doing that to them. And
then I said, yes, you can, Mom.
Yeah, and so that's always been the running thing in our family is, there's no way I'm going to Disney without my kids. So one night I'm sitting on the couch, and Manny just looks at me, and he says, Mom, you and John can go on vacation without us. I wouldn't mind, because he's starting to get to that age where he's really enjoying, time away from Mom.
Yeah.
Well, with my sister.
More. With his sister. They like to hang out and they like to just be the two of them.
That's nice.
I don't.
Yeah. Then nobody's sitting around telling them to eat an apple. They can just eat Cheetos for breakfast if they want to and things. So So I said to Manny, well, what if I went to Disney without you? And he said, that would be totally fine with me. And so that night I pulled up the My Disney Experience app, and I got a little tiny vacation together, like a 2-day thing. And I showed my phone to my husband, and I said, I know what I want for my birthday this year, which is April. And he said, what? And I showed him the thing, and he said, I'll think about it,
Right.
And I said, okay. And so a few days later, he says, I've got your trip and I'm going to raise you by 2 days. And this is when we're going. And so the whole thing was Manny's idea. So it was just my husband and I actually on this trip.
And yeah, you booked it in October the previous year.
Right.
So that's pretty good amount of time there to get.
Yeah.
To get
lots of laundry loads to count down to get there, but it was.
Yeah. How many laundry days is that? Or how many laundry?
Boy, on the fly, I'm not sure. I usually figure about 3 loads a week. So I was pretty far out at that point. I don't even think I had started counting laundry loads yet because it was too depressing. The number was too depressing.
Yeah, I hear you. It seems so far away when you first book. We had a similar story here in my house over the past weekend, and Mom came to me and said, maybe I've already told this on the podcast because I just recorded 2 nights in a row, but she said, why don't we do one night at DVC at the Bay Lake Tower with Judy and Ken when we go down in January? And it got me thinking. I was just kind of like your husband, I was right there present right away. And I was thinking, boy, why don't we do a couple nights? I think she'd tell me how many points we had. And then I said, you know what, let me look at the real point situation for the next couple of years. Why don't we just kind of think about what we're doing in the next couple of years? And we ended up booking the whole week there at Bay Lake Tower.
Wow.
For a 1-bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And so as the trip got closer and closer, the kids would mess with me a little bit and say, once in a while they'd come up to me and say, I've been thinking about it. And I really just can't believe you're going without me. I'm really sad about it. And I have like this really guilty mom thing going on. So I'm like, are you serious? No, I'd hug them and say, I'm so sorry. And they'd say, no, I'm just kidding, and they'd walk away.
So Manny, what was the real reason? What was your motivation to tell your mom and to go without you guys?
Well, first of all, I want, because John and Mom never go to like dinners alone. Never. Maybe once every like quarter of the year.
Right.
But like they never go on trips together. And also spring break was like just.
It was a couple weeks before our vacation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I really want another week. So I said, Mom, why don't you just go out to Disney for a weekend? Me and Yaya, or that's what I call my sister.
His sister's name is Yaya. You'll hear us refer to Yaya once in a while. That's his sister's nickname.
All right. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I couldn't say Giselle.
So. Her name is Giselle, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
I think he thought he was getting the week off school when I went to Disney. And then I said, I broke it to him and said, you've got to go to school that week. But if you keep your grades up, I'll let you take, either Monday or Friday off. You choose.
Got the Monday.
So he did get a 3-day weekend out of it because
that's only
his
fair.
Grades up.
That's only fair. Excellent.
Mom. No, Mom did.
Yeah. And he said a 4-day no mom week. So he was flying solo and he was eating Cheetos for breakfast.
Plus I get presents at the end. So
he got a lot of presents.
That was the best week of this year.
Yeah. Yep.
Excellent, Manny. All right, let's get into this trip. We're going to go day by day. It's
sure.
You leave off on Easter Sunday. You fly off pretty early, right?
Right. Another thing to add to my mom guilt. I wasn't there for the kids on Easter, but we said our Easter goodbyes.
Really, Mom?
We said our Easter goodbyes the night before, and we had a flight at 7 a.m. So we had to get up we got up at about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sounds familiar.
We're 30 minutes from the airport.
Yeah, sounds familiar. We get up early to get there. You want to get there early, right? You want to get the whole day.
Yeah, get it
as much as you can.
Right. Get it all started. And so it's just under 2 hours to fly from Houston to Orlando. And we did the Magical Express for the first time.
Oh, okay. How'd that work? That works out good?
Yeah. The last time we went, we drove our own car to and from the parks. We did no Disney bus service. So this time we said, we're going to just leave it all in Disney's hands.
Yeah.
And, we just under 2 hour flight. We were at Port Orleans Resort by 10:50 a.m.
Yeah. Lindsay, you remember when I flew down to see, for you to pick you up? I was down there fast, right?
Yeah, you made really good time.
I was just like, got off the plane, got right on to Magical Express, and first stop, I stayed at All Star Movies.
Yes.
Right? And Lindsay was there waiting for me. I mean, I was like, yeah, same as you. I was there
at
the same time.
I didn't make I didn't make our first fast pass until 3 p.m. because I wanted to give us, plenty of time. And I started reading, some horror stories about, it can take 3 hours to get from the plane to the resort and things. So, but yeah, I felt like we made really good time. And we were, I think, taking pictures on Main Street by just before noon. So I felt like the whole thing, I mean, there was no wait at the Magical Express at the airport, got right to the resort, got a resort bus right away. I thought the resort buses were fantastic.
I was going to say,
and I don't.
Overall, did you fare well with all the Disney transportation that you never took before?
Yeah, we really did, and I didn't feel like we ever waited more than at nighttime. After park closing, I think sometimes we waited 15 minutes, which felt like 2 hours because you're standing up waiting and your feet are tired.
Yeah.
Other than that, we always had a seat on the bus, never had to stand or anything like that. And I don't know if that's because of the resort we were at. I've heard it can be worse at the All-Stars and things like that because they share bus systems. And yeah, we were great at the Port Orleans French Quarter, and we decided, we'll do Disney transportation again. We were very happy with it.
I think, we talked about the transportation we had compared to Judy and Ken, and they stayed at the Port Orleans last trip. And they seem to have done really well there too. So Lindsay,
Port Orleans blew the Grand Floridian out of the water.
Is that funny? Yeah.
You would think that
Well, yeah, we
you're
thought
staying at the Grand Floridian.
we did think the flagship hotel would have a little better transportation situation, but yeah, that's the way it goes. Well, I'm glad that all worked out for you. It definitely saved some money.
Yeah.
All right, so you were not shy. You went right into Magic Kingdom first day.
Right into Magic Kingdom. It's my favorite park because it reminds me of Disneyland, and Disneyland is the place that is sentimental for me.
Yeah.
And so it's been quite a few years now since I've been to Disneyland, but yeah, Magic Kingdom. And my husband and I said, if we're going to go to Walt Disney World regularly, we're going to start taking a picture in front of the castle every time. So we did our second traditional picture in front of Cinderella's castle.
Excellent.
So it's only the second time we've done it, but it's going to be something we do every time. And then something I have to do right when I get to Walt Disney World, or right when I get to Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, is I have to go down Main Street and look in the shop windows at the little scenes they have set up with the princesses.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The shop windows at I can't remember what store that is. I think it's at the Emporium, isn't it?
Yeah, the Emporium has the little window displays.
Yeah.
Right, those little displays. And so I have to stop at each of those and take a picture of them.
Why is that important? Yeah, what's the reason for that?
I think when I was a little girl, I wanted to just be one of those characters, and I wanted to. I don't know if you've seen in the art stores at Disney, they have those little boxes. They're like little shadow boxes with little miniature scenes that light up, and they're by an artist named Olszewski, I believe.
Oh, where do they have those? I mean, like in Epcot when you first walk in there? There's an art shop there.
In the stores, they sell these little tiny boxes, and you push a button on the front of the box, and the scene lights up inside.
Oh, cool.
They have Alice in Wonderland, and they have, the Little Mermaid. They have all these little scenes, and
My mom gave me Dumbo.
I've always, as a little girl, looking in little scenes like that, little dioramas like that, I always just wished I could miniaturize and go inside one of those scenes. So I think it just takes me back to my childhood, looking in those. I just remember staring in those windows when I was little at those little displays.
So this is really only your second trip, right, to Disney World?
To Disney World. But they have the same little displays at Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's very similar,
All right, so it's not that unfamiliar. But was there something at Magic Kingdom that you didn't do last time, or something you were looking forward to do on this trip?
Well, the first thing that we did was we went straight over to I don't think I got a Dole Whip last time I was there. So I wanted to get a Dole Whip.
Whoa.
So did that first. And we had the a fast pass for Splash Mountain for 3:00, which I did not do last time. We did not do Splash Mountain last time, and I hadn't done Splash Mountain in years.
Okay.
And so I wanted to get over that way.
Yeah. Did it fare well for you?
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people say Splash Mountain is probably their favorite ride at Magic Kingdom.
Right.
And I've heard that the Splash Mountain at Magic Kingdom is better than the Splash Mountain at Disneyland. So, I had to try it out. And I think it is a little bit better than the one at Disneyland. It's got some drops in it that they don't have at Disneyland.
Okay.
Another thing we really like to do is see the tiki birds, the
Enchanted Tiki Room.
the enchanted tiki room, right?
Okay.
So that was one of the first things we did. I think we went ahead and did Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think I told you to ask me about my water shoes. The last time we went to Magic Kingdom at Disneyland, Pirates of the Caribbean is a dry ride. You don't get wet on that ride. And so when we went in 2015 with the kids, we just went on Pirates of the Caribbean, not expecting anything, and we got absolutely soaked through.
It used to be a dry ride.
Yeah. And it was, my son had his phone out. His phone got doused with water. We had wet socks.
It was okay, though.
Yeah, everything turned out okay, but it was just a surprise, and it was very uncomfortable. I actually ended up going and buying us all a pair of socks because our socks were soaked. And so my husband said, this time when we go, we're buying some water shoes. And
if I didn't have my phone and I didn't forget about my phone, it would be way more fun.
The Pirates ride?
Because the drop and following water is cool.
Yeah.
I think that's fun.
Well, we've had some controversy about that because, Lindsay, this is 2015. I think it was really bad for a time, and then I don't remember
it was, but when they
bad.
first did it, it was really bad.
Yeah, it's like they added that feature to the ride.
Well, it's because they changed the boats. That's what caused it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they just were flooding.
So they changed them back again, right? So I don't think it.
No, they didn't change them back. They just lowered the water or something.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think you didn't get as wet this time around, right, Kelly?
So my husband said, this time when we go to Walt Disney World, we need to bring some water shoes. And I said, okay. So, we brought our water shoes, and we were trying to pack in a few rides before our Fast Pass for Splash Mountain at 3. And so we decided not to sit down and put on our water shoes because it really did get quite crowded. So we were hopping on one foot, going through the line, trying to navigate the water shoes and putting the shoes back in the bag and the socks and all this other,
it's a whole
all this
ordeal.
other stuff. Yeah, it was ridiculous. And so then we sat in the very back seat and on Pirates, and we didn't get one drop of water on us. But we had our water shoes on, so we were
all for nothing.
You were ready.
We were ready. And then we decided, well, we hadn't really done Splash Mountain in years, so we weren't sure how wet we were going to get on that. And it was a pretty warm day. So, maybe they'll have the water on full force. Because I've heard that they turn down the water or how wet you get. Yes. And so we just said, well, we'll just go over to Splash Mountain and keep the water shoes on. And we didn't get wet on that one either. So,
Yeah. How was the weather? How was the weather for you?
The weather?
Trip? Yeah.
It was pretty warm,
Right.
It was, I'd say,
80s. Right?
I don't think it ever got over 90.
Yeah, okay.
At all. So.
90's pretty good for me.
Yeah. And then,
You're from Houston, so that's not.
Houston,
same kind of weather.
And it's just as humid there as it is here. So it's very similar weather.
Right. You're used to it.
Right. So by then, I think we went over. Oh, and another thing that we did differently on this trip that we hadn't done on our previous trip was we went ahead and bought the Memory Maker. And so I was on the lookout for the Memory Maker photographers because I hadn't been on my last trip. I was kind of wondering how easy they'd be to spot or how many of them there would be. And, they were all over the place. So we stopped for as many of those as we could. And we went over and did Big Thunder Mountain.
Did we influence your Memory Maker purchase?
You and then a couple of other blogs did too. And then the Memory Maker pictures that I saw everyone post all the time, I just thought were so cute.
Right.
So
do you think it was worth it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the other reason is I'm just really not big into, you're doing so many other things on your phone at Walt Disney World. At least I am. I'm always on the My Disney Experience app trying to get a different Fast Pass or just navigate, different things like that. And so for me to take out to stop what I'm doing to take a picture, or I'm just naturally not great at taking pictures. I leave events all the time and think, oh, I didn't take any pictures while I was there. So, it was just kind of a way to kind of force us into taking pictures that I may not have otherwise taken, or I'll take lots of pictures of other things, but not pictures.
Oh, hold on, we're breaking up.
People will say, were you even there? I mean, you're not in any of the pictures because I'm always on camera.
So you got plenty and they're all in the great places to get the best pictures. So that's awesome.
Right. And then the little magic touches they put on some of them are really cute. And so, my husband looked at me after Big Thunder Mountain and he said, I'm about to die. I'm so hungry. We had not eaten all day. I bought one of those snack boxes on the plane because I was starving and that was all we had eaten. And and I think my husband just ate some peanuts. I mean, he had literally eaten nothing. So besides the Dole Whips, I mean, we had the Dole Whip.
Right.
So but our dinner reservation, we had a dinner reservation at the Jungle Skipper Canteen.
Yeah. And
another thing we did on this trip that we hadn't done on previous trips is that we did the dining plan. So this was our first time with the dining plan.
Okay, good.
And so we had the reservation for, I think it was about 6. So it was like still an hour away or maybe an hour and a half away. And I said, I bet if we go up there and just tell them we're about to die.
Yeah.
That they'll see, because we're only 2 people. Right. We'll see if they can fit us in. And so went up there and spoke to the hostess named Tina and just said, my husband's about to literally die at Magic Kingdom. So can you get us in? And she said, yeah, he's starving to death. So
I think he'd be the first one to starve to death at Magic Kingdom or Disney World.
Well, and then, we're passing all these snacks, but we didn't want to ruin our dinner, so it was just one of those situations we were in where we didn't want to eat.
Lindsay, that'd be tragic for someone to die of starvation at Disney World, wouldn't it?
Yeah, right.
I might be being
of all places.
Right. I might be being a little dramatic.
I know what you mean. He only had the peanuts from the Southwest airplane.
It was actually United, okay. And I think we had a choice between peanuts and a little waffle. They gave out these little waffles, which was really weird. They had like some maple cream on it, like little tiny cookie waffles.
Oh my gosh.
And we were already stressed out because we were afraid we were going to be like dragged off the plane forcibly because it was right after that happened. So
I don't know if you want to put that on the podcast.
We were just trying to mind our manners. We didn't want to.
You didn't want security coming to get you.
Best behavior.
That's right. We just ate our peanuts and shut up.
We didn't complain about the peanuts.
That's right.
Put your seatbelts on extra tight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So she said, yeah, it'll be about 5 minutes. And it was 5 minutes. We walked in, we got served really quickly. I highly recommend the restaurant. The menu is really weird, but the food was very, very good.
Okay, good. That's interesting. You'll hear a show from EJ and her family went there. And I think that's a pretty good description. Weird is the menu.
Yeah, like you're passing by tables and they have, I'm not a vegetarian, but I'm really, really weird about meat. I cannot eat anything that I can tell used to be alive. And it's got to be completely massacred and it can't even be, I mean, it can't be like chicken shaped or anything. It's got to be, so I'm passing these tables with these whole fried fish with the head, with the eyeball staring at you. I'm going, oh my God, I hope I can find something that I can, palate.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Yeah, that the fish people were. I just kind of looked at them sideways and kept walking. But
what'd you end up having? You remember?
I ate an appetizer. It was cachapas, I think it was called. It was like little corn fritters or little corn pancakes almost with just a lot of stuff on top of them. They had like a spicy cream sauce and almost just like a pico de gallo on top and some black beans or something. And those were phenomenal. And it was also probably because I was so hungry. It was really, really good. And then I had the tastes like chicken because it is. And so, and it wasn't chicken shaped, but it was breaded, which is always a plus. I like anything breaded. So it was really good. It was really good. And we're going back, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
In our trip in April, we try to not ever do the same thing twice as far as food goes, but we're gonna, well, that's been our mantra lately. I mean, since we're just new Disney visitors, we're like, well, we're gonna try something different this time but the Jungle Skipper canteen we're gonna go back to, and the ambiance in the restaurant is really cool.
Yeah, and
very nicely decorated. And
how about the wait staff?
The wait staff, they were just, really funny,
right.
just like the corny jokes and just like the Jungle Cruise,
right?
Know,
exactly.
So
they should have Tower of Terror or a Haunted Mansion themed restaurant.
Good idea.
Isn't that a rumor that the Haunted Mansion themed restaurant? Isn't that I've heard that rumor.
I've heard that too.
You have, Lindsay? I haven't heard that one, but that's a fantastic idea. Good job. All right.
Would be like melancholy.
Yeah.
Oops.
Hitchhiking ghosts.
Hitchhiking ghosts. Yeah, people are coming up with like different menu items, little Yodas, something or other. I can't remember.
Little Yodas.
Or the hitchhiking ghost thumbs, like chicken nuggets in the shape of like hitchhiking ghost thumbs and things like that.
Mama would love that for sure. That's a great themed restaurant.
Yeah.
All right. What? Anything else for this after dinner? Did you? It looks like.
Well, So.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
You went late, didn't you?
We did. We went as late as possible. We headed over to Fantasyland after dinner. Well, I think we might have stopped at Haunted Mansion and done Haunted Mansion. That's my husband and I. We absolutely love that ride. Just try to notice something new every time we ride it. My husband, the last time we went to Disney, or any time we've ever gone to Disney, because we've been to Disneyland together too, he just recently got glasses last year, and he was. The optometrist looked at him and said, "I can't believe you drive a car with your eyesight." I mean, his eyesight was really bad. And I said, I hope you still think I'm pretty after you get your glasses. Look at me and say, "My God, what did I marry?"
That's great.
He still thought I was. So he kept telling me, "I feel like I'm seeing everything for the first time."
Wow.
Which was so cool. It almost made me get tears in my eyes because I thought, that is so wonderful. It was almost like going with a first timer. He couldn't believe everything in the Haunted Mansion. He kept saying, "Did you see that? There's a hidden Mickey on that dining room table." And well, yeah, that's kind of well known, but it's the first time he'd ever seen it.
He came home and he took a bunch of pictures of hidden Mickeys and he showed me them.
Yeah. He kept finding hidden Mickeys because he could finally see them.
And some of them were just like circles in a triangle, not even just connected.
Right. Sounds like he's a big fan of Disney World too.
Good. He really is.
That's
and
cool.
I'll tell you some cute stories about him coming up, but he's a huge he's thin, but he's 6'5". He's a Navy guy. He's a man's man. And he really did have some little kid moments this trip.
That's good. Why not?
We went to we rode the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because I had to redeem myself. My last trip, I had a ride photo that people actually hung up of me at my office. It was so ridiculous because I was so scared on that ride.
Really? Excellent.
It was.
You'll have to post it for me.
On the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Remember that? Remember that? Manny's actually in the picture with me, and he's screaming too. And I was just absolutely terrorized the first time I rode that.
Really? Wow.
And I think. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. That's supposed to be the tame one, Kelly.
I know. I know. And I think I was expecting it to not be so smooth. Most rides are very, that you can kind of feel every bump and you kind of know what's coming.
Fast.
And the other thing was the first time we rode it ever was at night. And I guess one of the bigger, right, it does make it better. But one of the bigger drops, right before the drop, they shine that flash at you because they're taking your picture.
Yeah.
And so I guess I just didn't even see it coming. That was when they took the picture of me, and everybody in my office just said, "You're just a ridiculous person," because of the look on my face. It was put it up there with Judy's Tower of Terror picture.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, it sounds like it's rivaling.
Oh yeah,
I'll have to pick stitch those together later this evening and post it on the group so we can do a comparison.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I love that. All right.
Yeah, and so we did Peter Pan, which was another cute. My husband just never really went bonkers for that ride, but we rode it, and he said he looked down at the city, at England or London, and he says there's little cars driving down there. I'm like, yeah, they've always been down there underneath Big Ben. And he just all these little things he had never seen before.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
it was really neat.
Very cool.
I got Seven Dwarfs Mine Train pin that moves. So.
Oh, the last
was-
time we went, I told him if you ride a ride that you're kind of scared to ride, I'll buy you the pin so that you can celebrate your achievement. So yeah, he's got a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train pin.
That's just like Auntie Judy. We bought her the
The Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror pin. That's too funny.
Cute.
All right.
That's cute. And then
Yeah.
we didn't make it back for fireworks. We were kind of walking back toward the castle when the fireworks started. So we just stopped where we were and we saw fireworks on one side and partial castle stuff on another side. So it was we were kind of between the castle and the fireworks, which
Okay.
was kind of a weird vantage point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was okay.
You did good for so you weren't tired and you went right through till late at night. That's commendable.
Yeah, we closed the park. We had a early morning at Epcot the next day.
What's a morning raccoon?
It's, you know what? I shouldn't have typed. I typed raccoons. I meant chipmunks. I don't know why I said raccoons.
It's a
Where there's no
spell,
there's no trash pandas at Epcot, right?
spell correct.
I love waking up in Disney and seeing those
morning
cute little
raccoons?
morning raccoons.
No, they were the chipmunks at Epcot. We went ahead and went over by our Royal Tea Garden, or our Royal Garden Tea Tour was over at the at Great Britain.
Yeah.
At the Rose and Crown is where everybody was told to meet, which I know you did when
Yes.
you went too.
Yes, we did it also recently.
Right.
March.
And so, yeah, we were told to get there. I think we were told to get there at 8:45, and I think we ended up getting there at like 8 or something. And so we just sat out on one of the benches by the International Gateway.
Feeding the raccoons.
And the chipmunks, those chipmunks,
Raccoons
though,
now, Mom.
right? They're forever.
They've turned they've grown into raccoons.
Right. No, but these chipmunks are so adorable. They're very animated.
I never saw chipmunks.
Or are they squirrels? Was it squirrels? Maybe it's squirrels.
You mean
With the
squirrels?
It is squirrels.
Mom, make up your mind.
I have rodent confusion. I don't know what's going on.
It's either rabbit or squirrels, is my guess.
No, it was squirrels. It was squirrels. For sure.
Manny,
These squirrels
we may
are
never
so
know.
friendly. What's that?
I said, Manny, we may never know.
Yeah.
We have a controversy here.
No, it's squirrels.
All right.
And now people take pictures of squirrels and say, "Look, Kelly, here's a raccoon from Epcot."
Here's a raccoon chipmunk hybrid from
Yeah.
Epcot.
No, they were squirrels, and the squirrels. But the squirrels are so friendly and so cute, and they they put on a little show themselves.
Yeah.
They're Disney squirrels.
They're Disney squirrels.
You know, Manny, you said it perfectly, actually. I've always been fascinated by the wildlife, all of it in the property, between the bunnies and the birds and the ducks. You know, the ducks
Right.
will be in line getting into the park. It's like,
Right. We live behind our house is a lake with ducks, and we have duck crossing in the morning when we're going to work and school and things. So we see ducks all the time, and I told my husband, these ducks, I mean, the ducks at our house,
They're different.
Why are they not here? I mean, if I was a duck, I'd live at Disney World. I mean, what are the ducks by our house thinking? They could be doing all this other stuff.
yeah, it's only a couple-hour flight.
Right. I want to tell the ducks by my house, hey, you guys are missing out. There's with all the food and everything,
They've got the highest cholesterol in the world.
I bet.
Right?
Cholesterol ducks.
Popcorn ducks.
Popcorn ducks. Yeah. Popcorn churros.
Oh.
So
Probably.
you're doing Epcot. What'd you think of the Epcot Royal Garden Tea Tour?
I thought it was very informative. I did learn a couple of things about tea that I didn't know.
Yeah.
I've been doing tea wrong my whole life.
Really? So what were you doing
Yeah,
wrong?
I always squeeze the bag. I squeeze the bag into the teacup, and my tea is often bitter. And I'm thinking, what's so great about tea? But they told us if you squeeze the bag, it does make your tea bitter. You're supposed to just leave the bag in there. Now, our tea hostess, and I don't remember her name, but she does not like tea.
Oh.
So she kept saying, now this isn't for me. I don't like tea, but
She
then-
I wish I got the wrong person doing the tour.
Yeah, someone different than us then. It was she was English, right?
she was English,
Okay.
yes. And then she had, I think because you did the live trip report of yours,
Yes.
and the girl with the glasses was also her assistant, and you had the same assistant. She had dark hair and glasses. I
Yeah.
can't remember her name.
Yeah, I'm forgetting too. But yeah, good.
It was Charlie. It was Charlie.
Charlie, yep. That
Yeah.
rings
And
a
I
bell.
can remember Charlie, and I can't remember what kind of rodent I saw at Epcot. So that tells you I don't know what's wrong with my brain.
A little off.
But
Little off, Kelly.
Well, off.
it was a just a bunch of rodents just slapped together.
Right. So no, but she kept kind of deferring to Charlie for opinions on things because
Right.
Charlie liked tea and she didn't like tea.
An English person that doesn't like tea. I didn't know that was even possible.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, she says she really doesn't like it. She kept talking about just absolutely loathing it, words like that. And I'm like, okay, well,
All right.
Why is she giving the?
Yeah, I know. That doesn't seem like
no.
appropriate for her
She
to
was
give a tour.
Yeah,
But-
she was cute, but she just, she didn't like tea.
tea.
Yeah. So then what did you think of the Earl Grey butter? Because I don't know. I did not like the Earl Grey butter very much, but I liked the clotted cream with the jam. But the Earl Grey butter was just, I couldn't do it.
I don't remember the not liking something, but
I didn't like any of the butters. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. There
You
go.
didn't.
I didn't like any of. I didn't like the clotted cream. I didn't like the Earl Grey butter. I'm not a big fan of butter to begin with, though, so it probably didn't help.
Oh, okay.
Like plain butter on its own.
No, I'm a big fan. I
Yeah.
probably, the Texas state at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, they sell fried butter, and I've thought about it a couple times.
By itself?
Yeah, fried stick of butter. I've never done it, but I've considered it.
That's how you know that to people in Texas and people in Orlando and California are different.
That's how you know. That's right. No,
I think I've never been a tea drinker either, but our friend Kevin Curtis Allen has sent us treats from the UK, and the types of like cookie. I'm going to call them cookies or
Biscuits.
Biscuits. Yeah, biscuits is the better word. Thank you, Lindsay. That I really have an affinity. Boy, some of the stuff he sent us was really good, and I really did like the treats after and the tea. I did enjoy that for sure.
yeah, I
the
like.
scones and everything were good.
Scones, yeah.
Yes, the scones were great, and like I said, the clotted cream was really good. But that Earl Grey butter was a little bitter. Something about it it tasted good on the first bite, but then the aftertaste was just. I was surprised that I didn't like it. I guess that's why it kind of.
All right.
It kind of sticks out to me. But then after that, we went ahead and did Future World. And started, checking out some of the flower and garden. I'm going to go back to my pictures here so I can remember what order we did it in. But I think we did Spaceship Earth first on our Epcot day. Well, actually, it looks like first we went and took pictures on those butterflies at the flower and garden, little the Glidden Gardenscape photo op, and we also took a picture in front of Spaceship Earth, and then we went ahead and did the ride Spaceship Earth. I was blown away by how gorgeous Epcot looked with all the flower and garden things up.
Yeah, first time being there, right?
It was just beautiful. And I was really excited to be there during Flower and Garden because I, was excited to check out the food booths. We planned on eating so much food and we just couldn't. It's just too much,
I know. Is there anything in particular you tried in the flower garden?
We did try. My husband stopped and got something. Oh, what was it? It was there was a blueberry Moscato that I had a sip of, and then I believe he had. Boy, I'm just not remembering. I remember what I had. I really wanted to try the strawberries, the candied strawberries.
Where were those?
China, right?
Those were in China, and I also wanted to try the frushi, which I did not get around to. But
the frushi in Japan.
Right. Yeah. But the candied strawberries were huge strawberries. There was they were really good, Manny. It was one skewer with 3 strawberries on it, and it was coated in this hard clear candy shell with sesame seeds on top.
So you went for the sweets.
I did. And
what was the Japanese
strawberries?
One?
They were just huge. They were like monkey fist size. They were huge strawberries and very sweet strawberries. So that really stood out to me. Those were really, really good.
I think I saw those. And what was the Japanese one?
The Japanese one?
Yeah.
Frushi.
Was it the?
What is that?
Right. Well, it's fruit sushi.
Fruit sushi.
From what I read. and I really wanted to try it, but we just didn't get there.
That's all it is.
Fruit sushi. I think it's got some rice in it though too, doesn't it? Like some sweetened rice.
It's just got fruit in the middle, and then it's regular rice, like sticky rice, and it's got like a kind of a fruit roll up around the outside instead of seaweed. Mm-hmm. And then it comes with whipped cream.
Oh, yummy! What was the one, Lindsay, you had that was a sushi kind of thing?
The frushi.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
You got it there in Japan?
Yeah.
Because I had a picture. I just showed a picture of it on our Facebook group recently. I was like, I thought that.
Did you?
Yeah. I was because the last live episode I released was during that time when you had that, and I had the big pretzel. So.
Yeah. Let me see.
All right. Let's see.
Yes,
then we did all the Future World standbys, like Journey into Imagination with Figment, and we have to do Mission Space. My husband, it's like his favorite ride besides Soarin',
because he's a Trekkie.
Yes, he's a Star Trek guy, and he has to do Orange, and I don't particularly enjoy Orange very much, the orange side of Mission Space, but I do it for him because I don't want him to be alone on the ride.
When you say don't enjoy, what is the part that you don't enjoy?
I have to breathe and count to 10 because I'm just waiting for it to be over. I think, okay, if I can count to 10, it's the pressure on my chest. It's not really, it doesn't scare me and it doesn't make me sick, but it's just the, when the water from your eyes seeps out of your eyes because the pressure is so great on your body.
Yeah.
I've got like these tears coming down either side of my face, and it's not because I'm crying. It's because the moisture is literally being like, pushed off of my body.
I think Mama describes that way too.
Yeah. So it's just pressure. Okay. We have an air show here in Houston that we go to regularly. It comes every year, and there was an astronaut there last time. I think he holds a record for being launched into space the most times of any other American or something. And I didn't recognize his name, but we got him to sign something for us. And I looked at him and I said, my husband started asking him about being launched into space and what's it like. And I looked at him and I said, I don't even have to hear what you have to say because I've been on Mission Space at Epcot. So I've already been through what you've been through. I don't really know why you're bragging right now. And he kind of looked at me and he said, I've been on that one too. And I said, you have? And I said, so really though, how close is it? And he said, it's not even close. There's no comparison. He said, that's got nothing on actually being launched into space. And I said, okay.
When the whole family goes, my mom goes with me, and then my sister goes with John
on the orange side. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like to go with Manny on the tame side, but so we had to do Mission Space, and then we had fast passes for Frozen, which I was really excited about because Frozen wasn't open when we went last time.
Right.
And I've never been on Maelstrom, so I have nothing to miss or be upset about as far as comparing it to Frozen.
Yeah.
But I absolutely loved Frozen, and I feel kind of strange about it because so many people don't like that ride.
well, they don't like it because it replaced Maelstrom, you mean?
Right. I think that's why they don't like it. Or maybe they just...
I think they don't like it because they didn't like the movie or like the movie's products or like the movie selling out.
Or maybe the movie, it's been so saturated now, right? Everybody's tired of Frozen, I guess.
Well, we've had good, so we were Maelstrom lovers, and we boycotted the closing of Maelstrom. But we did. Everyone on our trip loved Frozen.
Did they? I mean, when she starts singing "Let It Go," and you're going backwards. I mean, like these tears start rolling down my face, and I'm like, I don't even like Frozen that much. But
that is a fantastic
about that
scene.
Ride
they did a fantastic. I think that. What do you think, Lindsay, of the kind of theater
really,
part of it?
The only thing I don't care about was getting wet.
Where did you get wet?
The only thing that bothers me.
We got a few drops on the sides of our legs, but I'm hearing that some people are getting pretty wet, and we have the water shoes, so we're I mean,
all prepared.
Yeah, it didn't happen every single time that I went on. The main thing is you sit down and your butt just gets soaked because either they're running empty boats or just the water's collecting. But I've had that, and then you get a little bit splashed. I don't like anything where I get splashed.
Right. Yeah, we don't really enjoy getting wet either. I mean, it's
Well, Lindsay's a big theater person, so I'm wondering what she thinks of that scene when you come in and she's singing "Let It Go," and you go up and you go backwards. The timing of that to me is phenomenal.
When it works right, because I've been on it when it doesn't. It's not queued up right.
Oh,
so it's like anticlimactic.
Oh, okay. No, I've hit it pretty. I think I've hit it perfect every time.
Yeah,
I mean, it just feels like
it's not right.
It felt like a really good client. You know, Manny's a big theater guy too, and so I'm kind of interested to see what he thinks his whole take on it after we go.
Yeah,
because he has not done this one yet.
The way you describe it, I don't want to see any YouTube videos of it.
I agree.
Yeah, they don't.
I don't do that either. But I'm not. Lindsay is way like a million times better to me at all understanding singing, and she does the theater and all that stuff. And when I loved the music from Frozen, I really did. But who's the woman, Lindsay, who sings "Let It Go"?
Idina Menzel.
What's her name?
Idina Menzel.
Idina Menzel. I mean,
you sound like John Travolta.
Idina
Menzel.
Well, whatever.
Idina Menzel.
Yeah, I just, I think she is I think that performance is amazing.
Elena Mitzvah.
No. Yeah, it is. It was, I didn't expect to feel feelings on that ride. Yeah. And so it kind of shocked me. And I thought, well, I'm also, starting that whole thing where I might be menopausal and things. So I never know really what's going on with me, but I feel like it definitely gave me some feelings, so that was great. I really loved it. And I looked forward to doing it again. We got fast passes for both days. I didn't want to miss it.
Olaf is a great animatronic in there.
Yeah. Olaf is the best animatronic in that whole place, but Sven is pretty cute too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sven with he's got his, I don't want to spoil for Manny, but Sven is cute in it.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. One thing I forgot to mention on our first Magic Kingdom day, we were, and this kind of goes into the rest of the trip, we were kind of wandering around in Frontierland, and we went to see the Country Bears, which is another thing we have to do. Like Tiki Room, Country Bears. I love the Country Bears.
All right.
And so we were kind of wandering around Hall of Presidents because we were really sad that Hall of Presidents wasn't open.
That's the best.
We love watching Hall of Presidents because we love watching Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. And it's like Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln on steroids, Hall of Presidents is. And my husband's also, he's real into politics, presidential history and things. So he just eats that stuff up.
Yeah.
We were going to take a selfie by the Hall of Presidents is closed for refurbishment sign with sad faces.
Yeah.
I won't say why we're sad or why we're not sad about who's going to the Hall of Presidents. But we decided not to do it because they had a guy kind of pacing back and forth in front of Hall of Presidents. And he just kind of, we felt like we were breaking the rules if we did that or something. He just was kind of patrolling. Oh. And I don't know if they've been getting heckled up there or what's been happening, but we wandered.
I bet they've been getting like break-ins.
No, they haven't been getting break-ins.
I'm joking.
But
a little security.
They have a guest relations center right next door to Hall of Presidents. And we saw a painting in there. My husband says, oh, look at that painting. So we wander in and it was empty. And there was cast members behind the counter. And they said, so what are you guys doing? And we said, well, we're just, going to look at this painting. And so they just started chit-chatting with us. And we mentioned it was our first trip without the kids ever. And that it was just the two of us, and that it was my birthday. And they ended up giving us 3 free fast passes per day of our stay.
Wow.
Which was insane.
That was awesome.
It was insane. And she goes, I'm going to do something for you. If you can, do you guys have a few minutes? And I said, yeah. And so she just started, can I see your magic bands? And then I thought she was just, because she started doing a pin for me, like a birthday pin. And I thought, oh, that's, they're doing a birthday pin. That's sweet, but no, mm-hmm. The three free fast passes. So we didn't ever feel like we never felt stressed out for fast passes the entire trip.
Awesome.
It was great. And we could kind of be strategic about them. So that the next day when we were at Epcot, we actually we were able to do Soarin',
but
which
Kelly, I was going to say,
doing.
Mom and I were in that same spot. We were at the Liberty Tree where you get the waffles.
Right.
And it's right in that. Well, I looked in there too, and I was like, We should just go in there. It looks like it says they're selling tickets or something. I don't know. It's like it's
It
like
says like annual pass something and like tickets. Like I don't know.
yeah, like redeem your annual pass. Like what? That's kind of a weird.
Why are you in the park and you're redeeming your?
And it's an empty thing. So now you make me feel bad. I didn't go in there and interact with them. I just passed it by.
So wander in and tell them, hey,
Where's my fast passes?
tell them some life event or something. And I don't know. We really weren't. And I think that's what's so neat about Disney too, is I think there are a lot of people that probably maybe complain on purpose or expect things, but when you're least expecting it, and we would never do that, we never really expect anything. Right. But they always just seem to be able to surprise you with something special, mm-hmm. And there's always those little magical moments. So I think that's really cool, Not that you should ever expect them, but they seem to always happen.
Getting back to Epcot, did you eat at Epcot, like a dinner or anything?
We did. We had dinner reservations for Chefs de France. So that's where we ended up eating dinner. We did the French onion soup, and I had the steak frite, which is steak and French fries.
Oh, okay. Sounded fancier.
Yeah, it does sound fancier, but and it was good. It was great. So it was we were really, really full. We didn't expect to be so full.
Good.
So much. So we were really full. Backs were hurting, but we had these fast passes to use, and so we said, well, let's we're going to do Soarin'. We were standing, and I told you in my outline that we were broken people after this day. We really started feeling it at the end of that evening. It just I would have to, if my husband made me start laughing, I would have to stop and stand still so I could bend over and laugh, because I couldn't laugh and walk at the same time because it hurt my back,
Oh, you were going hard.
We were going full stink,
right.
The whole time. So, excellent. But we wanted to do Soarin' and Test Track because we had the fast passes. So we did those two, which are, very far apart from each other.
Yeah, you did that.
But I think we closed out that night with Test Track.
Oh, wow. So you had a full day. And then what do you do the next day? You go back to Epcot, right?
Yeah, next day is Garden Grill breakfast, and we had planned that in advance because I wanted to try to do Soarin' before the park opened.
Nice.
Because we had another Frozen fast pass, and so that was the plan. So we did. We went to Garden Grill for breakfast and ate in the rotating restaurant. That was the first time we'd ever done that, and that was fun. Got all the characters. All the characters came up and said hi to us. They gave me a birthday card. The characters did, which I didn't expect. I thought that was really cool.
Nice.
They all signed. Oh. Yeah, and then Mickey came up. Well, Pluto came up, I think, or. No, I guess it was Chip and Dale came up and wanted some of our food, so my husband was trying to feed them, I don't know, some fruits.
They're rascals. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Well,
they are. And
you know why? Because you fed their buddies out there in front of the UK pavilion.
The other
chipmunks.
I mean, Chip and Dale are chipmunks, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they are chipmunks.
Yeah, they are.
They're not squirrels.
Rackendale.
Manny says Rackendale if they were raccoons. Racken.
Yeah.
And so then we had a pretty funny interaction with Mickey Mouse. It kind of surprised me. He came up and he was looking at our Mickey waffles and kind of rubbing his tummy. And my husband says, well, go ahead and take one. I mean, you're the boss. They're your waffles, And he kind of stands back and leans against the railing and reaches into his overalls and pulls out a Mickey waffle. He actually had one stashed.
He was saving it for later.
I thought it was so hysterical. And so I said, take it back out so I can take a picture of you. And I posted that one on Facebook where he's just really coyly showing, like, kind of undercover, low key showing his Mickey waffle. It was really hilarious.
So fresh.
It was so funny. And so Mickey had a hidden Mickey. So that was the saying of the day. It was just really funny.
Awesome. I'm looking at your itinerary here. It looks like did you eat at Akershus and La Cantina?
No. Well, yeah, sort of. But what we did was we said, okay, this is the day we're really going to take our time and walk World Showcase.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we're going to really go in depth. And we were so sore. We kind of just, we really half-weighed it. we did visit every land. We had done the movies and things in the 2015 trip, so we didn't feel like we had to stand through Canada again or Impressions of France or anything like that.
Yeah.
And we had seen most of the shows. but we wanted to stop and listen to the British rock band.
British Revolution.
British Revolution. We wanted to stop and listen to them, which we did for a bit. That was my actual birthday. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't. No, yeah, it wasn't. It was just Akershus. We had the Frozen again. We stopped at just every country. Really kind of took it. We had never really walked around Morocco, so we walked around Morocco quite a bit. When we ate at Akershus that evening, we ate it was pretty early, probably about 5:00 or so. And like I said, we were really sore. But that night we really wanted to get a good spot for Illuminations because the last time we watched Illuminations was from Rose and Crown, but it was outside, but not right next to the water. It was one level up. So we didn't really see fireworks. We only saw the
That was
earth.
really cool though.
It was really cool, but we didn't feel like we got to see the whole thing. So I said, let's stake out a place at La Cantina, which is what I've heard or read from other people that is a good place to view it from.
I can tell you've done your homework.
Yeah, I really did. And so I think about 7:00, I went up to these young men who looked like they were finishing up. And I said, I really don't want to bother you guys. And I don't want to, don't get offended. But if it's okay, if you're about to leave, they said, we are about to leave. They probably had 5 minutes left. I said, I'm just going to stand here unassuming and look at the water and then just tap me and I'll turn around and grab your seat. And he said, okay, that's fine. Because it was really crowded. Everybody was doing the same thing as me.
Oh, okay.
And so
wow,
they gave us their table. And we sat there for 2 hours. We did get some, I couldn't sit there without getting chips and guacamole, so.
Lindsay likes that.
Yep, that's what I got.
That's what she gets.
Yeah, I'm a guacamole fiend. I love it.
How about a frozen margarita?
I went up there for some sangria because the margaritas, they kind of tend to give me a little bit of heartburn. And we were really full. Like I didn't feel like I could pack on a lot without problems. I didn't want to give myself anything that I knew would give me acid reflux or anything. So I got in line for the guacamole and I ordered a sangria and my husband's, way across. And I don't know why. We were paying for everything with the Magic Band. So I didn't bring my purse and she says, I need ID. And I thought, my ID is at the table. And I had just waited like 10 minutes in line. And I said, just forget it. I figured it was just a message from God. I probably just need to drink a Diet Coke, So that's what I did.
Oh, wow.
There was a nice family behind us. They ended up being from Minnesota. They had 2 little kids. And so about an hour into our sitting down and just enjoying being off of our feet, she kind of taps me and she says, are you guys waiting for Illuminations? And I said, yeah. And she goes, okay, we are too. I felt bad for sitting here. I feel like I'm kind of hogging this table. But if other people are doing that too, I don't feel so bad. And I said, no, I think probably everybody here is doing that. Yeah. So you're fine.
I've never done that.
So we ended up, and we had, you've never done that, you said?
No, I've never done that. I've camped out on the bridge there and had to hold the fort, beat back the people to hold that spot, but never a chair in La Cantina. Good for you.
It always feels distinctly unmagical when you're guarding your spot.
Yeah.
I know.
But
you have to do it.
It is.
People will crawl over you if you're not careful.
Yeah, it's all right.
Some people are really, that's when you have to start making like the goat, Kurt, like the goat video you posted the other day. Just start making yourself unapproachable.
Cut the cheese. That's a good idea.
That's why we eat the guacamole and the nachos and things. But
how can you help it with all that saucy food? I can't help myself.
I know.
But Lindsay's thinking. I'm thinking back of the time we waited like 2 hours on that bridge, and someone had the gall to come up to me and say, "Can I have your spot?" I looked at him I'm looking. Did someone just? Did you actually just say that to me? I mean, how? I've been sitting here for 2 hours because I'm excited to see the show because I've never seen it.
Right.
It's probably one of the first times I was ever there. I was like I was totally taken back from that.
Oh gosh!
I would never do that to somebody. I would never say something like that out loud to somebody.
No. I mean I don't know. I don't know what makes people think that.
What do you think I'm standing here for?
Right. It's a different personality.
To hold it for you?
Right. I don't know. The family behind us, we were right up against the fence. And so they had 2 little kids. And I said, when the show starts, I mean, tell them to come up here, because they were little.
Yeah.
And so they got a front row seat right in front of my husband and I. And I offered to the people, I said, do you want to switch? And they said, no, our kids are, we had kind of gotten to know them. So they kind of, were okay with us having their kids in front of us. So
that is a good, do you like the Fast Pass there, Lindsay? You always get that, right?
I love it. That's pretty much the only time I ever watch Eliminations is when I get a Fast Pass for it.
Yeah, that's a good spot, Kelly, too. If you want to get a Fast Pass, I think you got to give up.
Where is that? I've never. Is it down there? Is it down with the seating down at the bottom there with the underneath the?
Lindsay will tell you.
It's right when you walk into World Showcase. It's straight ahead. It's like dead ahead between those two shops.
And it's seated, right? It's tables and chairs, isn't it? Or
no, it's standing room. It's all. All
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a little sloped area, so you can see. And most people actually do sit on the slope, but I usually just stand against the railing.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I've never fast passed a show.
It's a good idea there. For that one, it's good.
Ever.
That one's worth it. You have to give up your Soarin' or
Frozen.
Test Track or Frozen.
The first tier. It's a first tier.
I think it's worth it for me.
And I guess it would have been. I mean, since we had the free fast passes, I didn't even think about doing a show with one of them. But
that would have been a great piece.
Yeah, it would have been.
All right, what do you say we go into the last day at Magic Kingdom? Let's finish up with Magic Kingdom. This is cool. How come you didn't do Animal Kingdom or Hollywood Studios at all?
Yeah, Mom. Why you didn't do Hollywood Studios?
My husband loves Epcot. It's his favorite, and I love Magic Kingdom.
All right.
Animal Kingdom, we were kind of lukewarm about it. Now we're pretty excited about going back in April because of Pandora. But we're ride people, we're not, I mean, I love looking at the animals and things. My husband, he's, you've seen one monkey, you've seen them all kind of a guy.
All right.
I had a really bad stomachache when we went there.
You had a bad stomachache when we went to Animal Kingdom?
Yeah, so that kind of ruined it for me.
Okay.
But I really liked seeing the wild animals. I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Hollywood Studios is my favorite part. So.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Hollywood Studios, because it's got so little going on right now. We didn't have park hoppers. Had we had park hoppers, we probably would have done that.
Gotcha.
But we just couldn't do it. And then Magic Kingdom was my birthday day, and they were open from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. And I said, yeah, we're going to do the whole thing. We're going to be there from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. and we're going to do it. And I was just. At the end of Epcot on the second night, I said, we're sleeping in tomorrow. There's no way I can wake up, do 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I was a little sad about it because I really wanted to see the new Welcome Show.
Yeah.
But
that's not that big a deal, right, Lindsay? The new Welcome Show?
Okay.
The best part is the Fairy Godmother. That's the only part worth seeing.
Okay.
I don't think it's not as good as when it was out front, I don't think.
It's not as grand, let's put it that way. It's still good. It's just a lot smaller.
Yeah.
I was only ever to see that Welcome Show with the train one time in my life, and that was when I went in 2015, and I loved it. I was really sad that they were taking it away because I was really looking forward to seeing it again.
Yeah, there was something endearing, and you're really opening the park, and they had the family out front. I don't think many people are stopping.
The Good Morning song. I mean, I love that Good Morning song.
Exactly.
I sing it to my kids when I wake them up on Saturday mornings.
Exactly.
Good morning. Good morning. It's great to see you, and good morning. Good morning to you.
Exactly.
And Manny says, no.
That's right.
So I never saw the Welcome Show, but we started out this day in Tomorrowland. We did not do Space Mountain. I don't know why. My husband, like I said, he's 6'5", so it kind of hurts. And our backs hurt so bad. And we didn't have a fast pass. And the wait in Tomorrowland the entire time we were there. I mean, we never even got on Astro Orbiter because the wait was never below 40 minutes.
Yeah, that one's
because we'll wait.
That one gets tied up.
It really, I mean, I feel like in Astro Orbiter, it's like I really don't want to wait more than 20 minutes for Astro Orbiter,
No, that one's tough to get into. It's got a real backup.
And there's no fast pass for it. Like you cannot fast pass that ride.
Yeah. I can't get on it anyway. I don't fit on it. I don't think your husband would fit on it.
Yeah, we don't fit on it.
He does. He fit. He folds himself into that thing, but he's not comfortable. And he's not comfortable on Space Mountain either. That one really gets him in the knees and things. So,
I can see that.
And this was the day I was supposed to meet Melissa Grover, so I was really excited about meeting Melissa, and then Melissa got sick. So,
oh right.
And Melissa's one of the geeks, and she was at the park at the same day as I was, and so she got sick, and I think I think she felt worse. I mean, she felt terrible. You know, she was sick, and then she felt horrible about. I mean, not only are you missing a day at Disney, but you know, it's just got to be the worst feeling in the world to get sick on vacation. It's one of my biggest fears.
I agree with you.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
Lindsay's been there.
Right.
We've had people there. That's. I pray I don't have that when we go.
I know
such an ordeal to go, and then it's horrible.
Yeah, to have to waste the whole day in bed is just terrible. I was happy that her daughter had other people she could go with, you know, because that's even worse if you're keeping your kid from it. And
hi, Livy.
Hi, Livy. We love Livy. She's so cute. Manny, Livy is cuter than you. I'm sorry.
She is adorable.
She says this.
She's a kindergartner.
Daily.
She is a kindergartner. Manny was pretty cute when he was in kindergarten. He was. I'm not gonna lie. Then he got big, and I don't know what happens to them when they get older. They just.
Well, I love the geek meets, and I'm glad you tried. Everybody tried to do a geek meet. There was one today. Judy was trying to FaceTime me, Lindsay, at around my lunchtime. I don't know what. I wasn't near my phone or whatever was going on, but I missed it. But she met up with the Carmichaels again.
Yeah, no, I saw that picture.
I saw the picture, but she tried to FaceTime me. I think she was trying to tell me they were meeting. So I love that.
I'm really excited about October because Holly and Peter say they might come, or they're going to try to come and see us.
They're always
and
there.
They are Geekin royalty. So I'm really excited.
They're famous.
If I get to meet Holly and Peter, I think I can probably die happy. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty starstruck with Holly and Peter.
Oh, that's funny.
Have you guys?
We hung out with. What? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Have you guys ever gotten recognized? Like,
are you famous?
When I was working.
Lindsay
did.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I'm waiting for that time when someone notices me that I don't know.
I'm waiting for that time when someone notices me. That's all.
Someone that I don't know, like if I'm wearing the shirt, But no, only if we've had some interesting interactions. I like when sometimes we got in the podcast a few times. Lindsay might remember this. Someone goes, she was like kind of a little quiet at first. She's like, "This is so awesome talking to you guys."
We've had a few people do that. That's so cute.
I know it.
It is neat. It is neat. And, after listening to somebody for so long, you're like, oh, I get to talk. It's really neat to talk to someone. Kurt, I wear my Geekin on WDW shirt to the grocery store just about every weekend. So I'm trying to spread the word.
Let them all know in Houston. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you. Well, let's finish up. Did you eat anything here?
We did. We went to Liberty Tree Tavern.
Yeah.
We had an ADR there, and my husband famously kind of dislikes Texas. So he whenever somebody asks him where he's from, he always says, "I'm from Vegas," because that's where he used to live in Nevada. And I say, "Oh, we live in
Missouri.
We live in Texas." He's actually from Missouri, but we live in Texas. We're from Texas. And so when they take your name at Liberty Tree Tavern, they ask for your state and your names. And so the ladies, I don't know if you've ever been there to eat.
Yeah.
So the lady stands up at the front of the thing and she announces you to the whole restaurant. "Ladies and gentlemen from the Republic of Texas, Kelly and Don." And my husband just puts his head in his hand and goes, "Oh my God." So it was kind of embarrassing for him.
I don't think they did that for lunch, Lindsay, when we went. Do you remember them doing that? I don't remember them doing that. I don't think so.
I don't know.
We were there for lunch last time.
I think this was dinner service for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been just the people there working that night were doing it.
Yeah, that's entirely possible too.
Maybe so.
Or,
but no, I mean the
cast members get a little bit more into it.
Yeah.
The food was good. I don't feel like we have to go back. It's not like something where we were like, "Wow, we've got to go back there." It wasn't like Skipper Canteen in that it was special. It was kind of like, well,
Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, food you can eat at home, although you didn't have to cook it, so that's nice, and you don't have to do the dishes. But
yep.
Yeah, it was good, and we must have ridden Haunted Mansion this day. I think we rode it 7 or 8 times. We just kept riding it because my husband says, "Let's see." I didn't get a good look at this other area, and so he'd want to go look at it again. And One of the things, we had a little bit of a bad experience at Magic Kingdom this day, and it was I tried to do as many meet and greets as I could because I've never done meet and greets in my life. When I was a little kid, I never really, my family just never really did the character meet and greets, and so I've been as an adult trying to kind of collect characters. Yep. I saw the stepsisters, the Wicked stepsisters, and I said, "Ooh, that's different. That's cool. I want to do that. I want to meet those ones." So I stood in line, and my husband went and did something else, and he came back, and I was still in line. So I was in line for about 20 minutes. And the character handler there was a couple of them, and she started walking up and down the line, and kind of, I could see her counting people, Yeah. And so then here I am, I'm an adult. I've got kids around me. I'm low priority here. I always kind of feel kind of bad when I'm in front of a little girl that really wants to meet Alice or something. Right. Because, I just feel like a fraud, And so anyway, but I try to get over it. So she starts kind of telling the people right behind me, you guys are going to be the last ones that meet the stepsisters. And then she comes back about 5 minutes later and says, you guys might not meet the stepsisters, but if you don't meet the stepsisters, you'll meet the fairy godmother. She'll come out next. And then she kind of starts telling the people behind them, you might have to wait and things like, so it was very disorganized the way it was all being done. Yeah. And so then they were kind of silent for about 10 minutes. And I looked at one of them, I kind of caught their glance, and I said, because I'm going to get out of line if I'm not going to be able to meet the stepsisters. Because I think there was we had to wait another 15 minutes for the fairy godmother to come out or something. And I really wasn't, it was the middle of the day. It was really hot. Right. And she says, no. She says, you're going to meet them for sure. And I said, okay, well, I'll keep standing here then. And so by this time my husband had come up, and I think I was 2 people back, and it just seemed like the line it took a really long time for that line to move. My husband came up and stood next to me, and then she looks at me and she says, okay, they're done, and you're going to meet the fairy godmother in 15 minutes. And I looked at her and I said, you just told me that I was going to meet the stepsisters. I mean, you just said that, and my husband kind of said, hey, what's going on? And I hate to be unfriendly at Disneyland or at Disney World or any of the Disney parks or anything.
Well, you weren't being unfriendly. You were just being reasonable.
But I'm also not a complainer by nature. And so she says, oh, I'm sorry. And she kind of talks to the other handler, and she says, okay, well, they're going to stay. And so the people behind us too, they tell them, you're definitely going to meet them. And so my husband and I get up there, and right when my husband and I are kind of on deck, we're the next ones. Yeah. She tells the people behind us who have a little boy, you definitely aren't going to meet the stepsisters. And this little boy starts to cry. Oh. My husband kind of elbows me, because we're kind of just staring straight ahead, going, what do we do? What do we do? And my husband kind of elbows me, and he says, let's give them our spot. And I said, okay. And so we turn around and I say, please come in front of us. Well, the mom wasn't having any of it. She was mad. And she said, no, we're not taking your spot on principle. This is wrong. And anyway, they ended up, we tried to insist that they take our spot, and they said, absolutely not, on principle. We're not taking your spot, but you people need to learn how to do this better. And I kind of agreed with her. I mean, it was kind of heartbreaking for him. And I said, my husband kind of got mad on their behalf. But it seemed like to me that, I don't know if they need to put a time limit on people.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because it seemed like some people were really taking a long time, to talk, because they talk a lot. The stepsisters do.
It really is a tough thing waiting for characters. That's kind of the reasons why I don't like to wait, and I kind of pick my spots, because I don't want to be disappointed like that if I'm kind of excited to see. Lindsay, we were waiting for Baloo and King Louie, and I felt confident we were going to get to see him. Weren't we the last one too, I think? And then they took
we were the very last ones before. Well, Baloo and King Louie, they were in the middle of their day though, so they were coming right back.
Yeah. But still, they were coming right back. But still, I'm such an impatient person, to wait 15 more minutes after they walk away. And I just, that whole thing, I really pick my spots. Like we saw Donald. Right. We saw Donald in Epcot, which I always love. Yeah.
Anna and Elsa too this time. So that was quick.
Yeah, we did. So we did pretty good on the characters, but I think we smartly picked our spots. We look at the time, and
what we're doing, and
right.
And that sort
we
of
knew
thing.
we knew Donald was coming out, and the line didn't look too long. We figured we could get there before he booked. So
Donald flies through people.
He did good.
with the stepsisters too, the line didn't seem long at all. But my gosh, some people, they were taking 15 minutes with some groups. You know, it wasn't 15 minutes. I mean, it was probably more like 5. But
no, I know what you're saying.
You
don't know.
Well, a lot of these characters, especially the outside ones, they only do 15-minute sets or 10 minutes like hot.
Right.
And so my husband and I were kind of walking away, and my husband says, I bet if Walt Disney was standing right there, that wouldn't have happened. None of that would have happened. And I said, you're right. And I said, what we should have done, though, I should have talked to those parents and said, listen, if we get up there, this guy is my nephew. He's coming with me. Yeah. And then at least we could have gotten him a separate picture with him, like he's with me. I don't know what you're talking about. That little boy is not with them, or something. So that we just felt badly that we had kind of, I felt like I had taken this little boy's, I kind of felt like I had ruined his day in a way. Cause I don't know. I was in front of him and I don't know. I should have
forgot about it the next day.
Maybe so, maybe so. And he had sunglasses on, so who really knows if he was crying or not? It might have been the mom that really wanted to meet him.
That's right. She made it worse. So Kelly, let's finish up with a good story. What was your what was your favorite part of the trip?
Well, I think one of my favorite parts was we ended up going ahead and doing a fast pass for that talking Mickey.
Oh, good.
And I don't know if you've ever,
Magic Mickey.
That Mickey is absolutely freaky, and if anybody can ever figure out, tell me how he works.
Why?
I had some friends who actually worked with Mickey in that theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I guess I know it's a pretty closely, I think it's a big, like there's nothing online. Like you can't find anything. It's
how he works.
Oh no. Yeah. I've talked to Mickey about that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. My husband and I spent the rest of the trip talking about how does he do that? So my husband met Mickey with me, and it was, he sang happy birthday to me, which was amazing.
Nice.
I know. My husband, my big 6'5" manly man husband, was standing there with me. After I got done talking to Mickey, he went up and talked to Mickey, and I figured he'd give Mickey a high five or something. Mickey put his hand out to shake my husband's hand at the exact same time my husband was going in for a hug, which was adorable. And so Mickey awkwardly kind of took his hand back and hugged my husband.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
It was pretty adorable. So I've got pictures of, I said, you wanted a hug from Mickey and he was going to shake your hand and then he hugged you. And my husband said, I know.
And he's so little. He's like a little 5-footer.
Yeah.
He's mouse sized.
He's mouse sized.
It was really, really cute.
Awesome.
So it was wonderful spending some time with my husband, just the two of us. We really reconnected, when we got back to real life the next week. I missed him, because I wasn't spending the day with him. And so
that's what it's all about. That's awesome. And this was fun, Kelly. I'm so glad we finally got you on. And when you have another trip coming up? Did you have plans?
We have a trip coming up October 29th through November 4th, and we're DVC owners now.
Oh.
We were too late to get into our DVC resort we bought at Copper Creek.
That's right. It's all coming back to me now. Congratulations.
Yeah, we are super excited. I just sent my paperwork in today, so it is official.
Super congratulations. That's good. I love both Lindsay and I want to stay at the Wilderness Lodge DVC.
The Copper Creek Villas really appealed to us. It was brand new. We really, like I said, we've always dreamed of the Grand Californian, so we feel like we're getting a little piece of Grand Californian in Orlando.
Oh, I love it. That's so exciting. Isn't it a great feeling to be a part owner now?
Yeah, it really is. My husband told me, I think we're like point something % owner of Unit 2B is what he said. He macroed it out for us. And I said, well, I guess in that one little, I said, we're going to have to figure out which room number 2B is, Unit 2B is. And then we can do whatever we want in one little tiny corner of that room.
All right. Well, I want to hear all about it. You're going to stay. Well, you're staying though. You're not staying there the first time, right? You're staying.
No, I'm waitlisted for it. So we'll see. I kind of doubt the wait list is going to come through. I have a feeling there's a lot of people waitlisted for it, but we've got it. We're booked at Beach Club.
That's not shabby. It's too shabby.
No, they found us a 2-bedroom villa, so it's going to be me and Manny and my daughter Giselle, and then my daughter's friend Caitlin, who
nice.
She is she's first time at Disney ever, so she's going first time ever. So nice.
And Flower and Garden.
Yep. No, Food and Wine.
Yeah.
Food and Wine.
Thank you. Thanks for straightening me out. That's awesome. All right,
Yep.
Manny, nice to meet you, and thanks for your input tonight.
You're welcome.
All right, buddy.
All right.
All right,
Well,
guys.
good to see you guys.
All right, we'll see you in the Facebook groups, Kelly.
Hey, sounds good. Thank you.
Take care. You're now a super geeker.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'll put you in there right now.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
All right. Thanks. You too.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, Kelly and Manny, for a really fun trip report. And congratulations on your recent DVC purchase at Copper Creek at the Wilderness Lodge. Boy, that property looks absolutely amazing. It's one of the ones, probably the resort I want to stay at next that I have never stayed at, the Wilderness Lodge. But this is the time for our community shout-outs. Last night, we went up to Auntie Judy's house to record their trip report from their 45th anniversary trip. And we took Lindsay and Mama came along. We had some steaks and some cheese and crackers and a few drinks and took the show on the road and recorded up at Auntie Judy's house. That's always fun to do. Had some laughs. That will be coming up on the show in the next few weeks. And next week on the show, you're going to hear Brian Wall, one of our favorite super geekers, and his trip report with his family that he recently went on. We recorded that a few weeks ago. And this week, I am looking to record with Lindsay about our last trip when I picked her up from her college program. Boy, I got lots of recordings coming up. And I've got Holly Burcase and Lindsay and I. We want to sit down and review all the new announcements from the D23 and all the new stuff and goodies they got planning down at Walt Disney World. I'd like to get Holly and Lindsay's perspective. They're such theater geeks, and technical theater is their specialty, so it's fun to hear their perspective. So we're going to have Holly and Lindsay on the show to talk about that. Also, I am really excited to try and schedule an Aulani Disneyland trip report with a friend that I just recently met at work, and it's a little bit difficult to get that scheduled. I hope to get that done in the near future. Boy, there is never a dull moment or lack of content in the Geekin family. Oh, and I also have 4 live trip reports still left to do that I haven't released from my May solo trip when I was down there picking up Lindsay. Well, hang on there till the music is over at the end of the show, because there's some good bloopers this week after the music stops. And just in case you thought everything always goes smoothly during a recording, I don't know why you would think that, but you're going to hear that it actually doesn't. And thanks for editing. It comes out okay. But the best part of podcasting and our show are the friends we meet and the trip ideas we share. We'd love for you to come join us on Facebook. We've got a private and closed Facebook group, and those geeks, boy, they give me great feedback on the quality of the positive discussion that we have maintained in that group, and lots of friends have met through the podcast. And if you want to qualify for that, you need to have a passion for Walt Disney World and your vacations. You listen to our show and you got a fun and positive attitude. So search for the group on Facebook, request an invite, and once you're inside, please introduce yourself so we can all say hi. I will definitely chat with you. I'll look at your Facebook profile and I'll see if you are a Disney World geek before I actually approve that. So if you got a question, if you're not on Facebook and you want to email me, you've got a question, you'd like to be on the show, anything, kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com, or if Twitter is your social media of preference, at Geekin on WDW. Leave us a voice recording on our Geek Speak. That is at 860-294-4774. We love it when you support our show by retweeting our Twitter posts and our Facebook episode postings. Telling your Geekin friends is the best way to support our show. Something else I've been doing recently is posting some blog posts up on the website. And this past week I did my 3 top favorite resorts. And the previous week, I talked about my 3 top favorite restaurants that are in the resorts. That post was inspired by a question I got on my Facebook group. And this week, I plan on doing a blog post for the next 4 weeks talking about my favorite touring plans. And I'll start out with Magic Kingdom because I'm getting ready to do some consulting with a friend at work. So she's really going to want to know how to work those parks in the most efficient way. She'll be there, I think, for 5 days. And so I want to give her a plan to work the parks in the best way and what I would recommend for her and her family. And so I am going to do a blog post for that in the next 4 weeks, covering each park. And Lastly, I am planning a survey to be available to go out this week, and I want to make our show the best it can possibly be, and I appreciate if you can complete the survey and give me some feedback. You'll hear about all that in the coming weeks. Well, if you're planning a Walt Disney World vacation, and why not talk to our good friends and super geeks, Jennifer or EJ at Fairy Tale Concierge. They're going to help you plan the best vacation at Disney World that you possibly can have. And thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true.
Weather event and severe precipitation event, and I'm going, oh man, I think about Judy there, thinking, oh,
I know it.
It's just
she'll be fine. She's always happy.
Yeah, and she seems to be taking everything in stride, So she just seems like a very happy person all around. So that's great.
She is our Auntie Judy. She is a lot of fun. Can't wait to go back.
Yeah, seems like it.
All right, let's see here.
Sounded like the Luke. That's my look.
Done.
Oh, Lucas.
I thought I'd get away with it, but I didn't. She was in. Luke is upstairs. She was laying down next to the family room door, and I thought she was quiet and not going to. But I don't know what.
It was Sadie?
That was Sadie, yeah.
Oh.
The door was closed and she couldn't get in, but I don't know. All right, so Lindsay, did I finish? Yeah. Tonight, let's see. Oh, so Lindsay, guess what? Tonight we're doing something kind of cool. We're a father-daughter team, and we're bringing on a mother and son team to do their trip report.
Awesome.
And I've been waiting to do this because I wanted you to join us. And hold on, I can't believe this. Hold on.
Someone else get in. Who got in?
Wow. All right, I think I'm good
Who was
now.
it this time?
Ben went out there, and some friend pulled in. And and then Luke came down the stairs, so I said, okay, before it gets crazy. All right, do that again.
No, and so my husband and I don't know if, do you want to pause for a second? Do you hear that buzzing?
Yeah, what is that? Oh.
That is somebody doing yard work, I think, and I think it'll pass. I just don't want to, I don't know. Should we wait for this to pass by?
It's really not bad, at least on my end.
Okay, it's really loud here, so that's fine. Okay, so I'll start back with the water shoes story, I guess. So let me get back. Let me find my train of thought again. Oh,